The 3764 Elvis Presley Boulevard. Hit it, Elvis. You got me.
Hey guys, we got a big surprise for you. Elvis back on tour, doing something a little different today, a little unique, but we could not pass up this opportunity. We do not usually do things from the 50s. I mean, we will if we're in a place that has something to offer, but we usually concentrate, as you know from our page, we concentrate on the 70s. But we are in Lubbock, Texas today, home of also Glenn Hardin that played piano for Elvis. From 69 to 75, I think his last show was in 75. But we are at the Fair Park Coliseum, a building which was built in 1914 and obviously still standing. And we hooked up with the director of this building, and she gave us just incredible access to this building. She's just turned the key and said, go in and have a good time. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take you through, and we're gonna just bear with us because this is unscripted, so just bear with us. We're gonna show you some cool stuff. We're gonna play some music while we're in here. I'm gonna play a soundtrack from Elvis's Tupelo show in '56. It won't line up with here because it was not recorded here because Elvis was here in '54 and '55. So as you guys know, being Elvis fans, Elvis was all over the state of Texas in those early days. I mean, we have not passed through a town on this tour, we have not passed through a town that Elvis hasn't touched at some point in, during those early days. So without further ado, we're gonna go through. First thing we wanna do is we wanna take you over. I'm gonna have Michael just pan. This would have been the backstage area. And this is where Elvis would have come in. And like I say, this is an extremely old building, but has not changed in the least. We're finding everything in our photographs. It has stayed exactly the same.
Well, we're going to bring out the Memphis Flash now, Elvis Presley by name. Hi, Bill.
Hi, Mr. Logan. How you doing?
Fine, Elvis. How you getting along?
I'm sick, sober, and sorry.
Wanted to see if you're all set for a week of personal appearances in Texas this next week.
Yes, sir. We're all ready.
Well, good, because the big show with Elvis Presley and Scotty and Bill and Johnny Horton and Betty Amos and David Houston and Sonny Trammell and Ray Gorman and Tillman Franks and Willie Bird Brain and with me will be appearing all this next week in Texas. Monday night,
You gonna be with us, Mr. Logan?
Yeah, I sure am. I sure
That's
will.
I mean, that's good.
We'll be in Bryan, Texas on Tuesday night, Wednesday in Conroe, Texas, Thursday in Austin, Texas, and Friday in Gonzales, Texas. Nice, easy driving.
All right, guys, just a little bit of soundtrack to give you a nice flavor for what was going on. Like I say, this recording is not from this building, but we just wanted to kind of give you a little taste of the sounds that would have been going on back in those early days. What we want to do now is we want to take you and show you some spots that we've lined up from pictures of Elvis that were taken in this building. We're going to go back into the dressing room and show you some exact photos and line up some things like we love to do, and we hope you guys enjoy it. So let's go in there and we'll take a look. So what's so cool about this room is this is the exact dressing room that Elvis would have been in with Fair and Young. And I'll have Michael pan around. photo that was taken in this room. So you've got a young 19-year-old Elvis Presley in this room. And as you can see, the lights are exactly the same lights. We've also got a photo with him and Farron Young in that corner right there. And the only thing that we see different, and the director told us, they've painted over the windows for the sake of keeping a little bit of heat out. We got here yesterday in Lubbock, it was 114 degrees, and last night at 9 o'clock it was 101. So I can see why they painted over the windows. If you guys got any questions, I'm not an expert on this building, obviously, but we can show you if there's a vantage point that you guys want to see. Please let us know.
Somebody asked what book that is.
Okay, this book is the Elvis Presley Rockin' Across Texas. So if you live in Texas, or if you're going to be traveling through Texas, I highly recommend that you get this book because it gives basically a day by day of where Elvis was. That's how we happened upon this building. We were in Lubbock doing the Lubbock Municipal Auditorium for 1972 and 76, and Michael said, "Hey, let's take a ride over to the Fairgrounds and see if we can get in this building." And we never dreamed that we would just be given full access to this building. So what we want to do now is we're going to take you out to where the fans would have entered, and then I'm going to put on a recording from Elvis's Tupelo 56 show, and it's just going to give you a real nice setting for what it would have been like back in those days. So if you'll just give us a minute, we're going to walk over there, and we're just going to pan and show, just show you what we can. So also, if you guys are wondering, this for us, this is a dream come true, being the tour guys and being the guys that like to walk in his footsteps. It doesn't get any better than this.
So to answer your question, we are in Lubbock, Texas right now, where Elvis performed in the 50s in this arena.
Guys, I'm going to put on, I know this sounds crazy, but we love to do this whenever we can. So we're kind of in the mezzanine where you would have come in when you were coming to the show, and it gives a really nice echo. So we're going to kind of go back in time here a little bit. Like I say, this is not a recording from this show. This would have been Tupelo 56. So you're going to hear songs that weren't even out at this point in time when Elvis would have been here. But it's just going to give you a nice, nice go back in time, if you will.
Boys and girls and everybody else, the great moment that you waited for, the one and only Elvis Presley.
guys, I hope that you enjoyed that. We just wanted to give you a nice feel for what it was like back in those days. We are absolutely loving life. We've got a lot of information. We've been on the road now for a few days, so a lot of the stuff that we're getting, we don't have the time to unplug it. We just don't have the time to get it out while we're out here. But we're going to be putting up stuff on Dallas Memorial Auditorium. We're going to be putting stuff up on Fort Worth. We're going to be putting stuff up on Odessa. We were at Taylor County Coliseum yesterday in Abilene. So we're going to give you that too here in a couple days. Later today, we're heading to Amarillo. So we're going to have some real nice then and now kind of stuff from Amarillo. But there's one last photo, and we got one other bit of information we want to give you before we leave here. But Michael has lined up a great photo that was taken of Elvis right here in this spot.
So, as some of you may know, Buddy Holly, he was born in Lubbock and was from this area. And one of the only pictures of him and Elvis was taken right here, and it was this photo. Now you can see Elvis standing there, and then Buddy Holly right over here on the edge, looking in towards the crowd, and that was taken right here. Now, as you can see, the door there was to the dressing room, and then the double doors right there are still there, and that picture would have been taken right here.
So one other thing that we wanted to pass on to you before we go is that, like Michael said, Buddy Holly was from Lubbock, and also, like we said earlier, Glenn Harden was from here. Just a lot of cool stuff, man. This Texas thing is so cool. It is hot. I'm going to tell you, it is hot in this building. I cannot imagine this building in 54, 55, because it's cooking right now. But what I will say is I just can't say enough about the people of Texas. I mean, we've just been given the greatest tours, and they've just treated us so good. And we can't wait to get on to the next few buildings. So keep an eye on what we're doing. Tell your friends about what we're doing, and get them on here. And we're just trying to pass on. We're just trying to pass on this information before some of these buildings start to go away. These buildings are not going to be here forever. So we're just trying to get this information out and share it with, especially the young guys and that are out there. We've got a lot of young fans coming up, and we just want to share this information. But we can definitely feel a young Elvis in this building, because when you're in a building that's unchanged after all these years, and you play this music, this music has probably not penetrated these walls since those days. So we just wanted to do a live right now and share it with you, and let us know what you think. Send in some comments and let us know if you like what you saw.